Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 21st to the 27th of August 2023. So all week we still have a lot of earthy energy, which we were talking about last week, when it comes to setting realistic intentions and firming up the ground that we stand on. So harnessing all the Leo fire energy and the Venus retrograde energy, which is taking us right back to our core desires, and then being able to act upon it. So although we have a lot of retrograde action, we can't just let everything stop and not make any plans, but it's more to look at where your plans are coming from, whether they're authentic and sustainable. So this week we have the Sun moving into Virgo on the 23rd, adding to the earthy energy and beginning that hint of a back to school feeling, that slight spark that we want to look to what we can put our attention to, what we can learn, what we can hone as a skill, and where we can grow as a result. So Virgo is very productive, but can be overproductive, running with the equation that more equals better. But as this is really a year for us to look at where we place our energy and to become more efficient, then it's not about doing as much as possible, but more choosing things that are worth our energy and are genuinely valuable to give our attention to. And to help with this, on the 24th we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Virgo. This is an aspect of astrology that's really pumped up as far as fear levels are concerned, because things seem to go out of our external control. But there's nothing random about this, and with any retrograde it's to take that power inwards, so find your internal control. So this month we really will be re-evaluating where our energy goes, what's important to us, how we think, what we believe, getting out of the head and being able to listen. Big part of Mercury retrograde is the ability to stop and listen. And you'll find that that's almost a lost skill in this modern world of over-communication. But what are you listening to? Are you listening to your conscience, your inner higher self, that guidance system that always steers you right when you get your will and your head out of the way? So whatever we start to put our attention to now, whatever plans are forming in our head, the key with the Mercury retrograde is to stay very flexible and also maintain a sense of humour, because things will change and then change again. So since the 4th of August we've had Mercury going direct over the degrees that it will retrograde back to, and now on the 24th we begin that retro phase. Mercury retrograde can be a great time to go back to something that we started before and we've dropped or didn't work at that time quite the way we wanted it to, but this still has meaning for us. And Virgo is also connected to the harvest cycles and the moon cycles, esoterically ruled by the moon, the planting and the reaping. Then this could even take you back to a year ago with something that you had in your sights but wasn't given enough attention or the timing wasn't right. Alternatively, this Mercury retrograde could take us back to the one in Taurus in May and June to bring the next level of understanding to whatever was going on there. But personally I feel one of the real blessings of Mercury retrograde is the ability for us to change our mind. We can get our mind set on something and really go headstrong towards it, trying to force it forwards. But to be observant and to listen broadens our perspective and can sometimes change our goals completely. So checking in with the base belief. We've already mentioned doing more equals success, that kind of thought process. But is that true? Virgo's hard working, but is hard work really a value? Or is efficient and creative application a better approach? Virgo often brings forward issues around teamwork, because it took the whole team to bring in the harvest. So there may be, for some of you, depending on where this is in your chart, a reorganisation of team duties, learning the ability to delegate fairly, or being shown where your skills have most merit in the group. So many different aspects to both Virgo energy and Mercury retrograde. In Virgo, as Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, the higher processing mind, then we get a year-long vision, we get that bigger hawk-like perspective to be able to look at our current situation and then see if there's actually an expansion of perspective required to bring in true rewards and success. We're still in the Venus retrograde, so hopefully by now you're starting to feel where that's relevant for you and what heartfelt changes and recalibrations can be made to make life more harmonic and fluent. So Venus retro takes us all the way through to the 3rd of September. And of course, many of the outer planets are also retrograding at the same time. So very internal, very reflective, the heart with Venus, the mind with Mercury, and in the months of Leo and Virgo, valuing our energy and our life force where we're shining our light, where we're grateful for our talents. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com, for readings, courses and coaching. Sessions can be half an hour or an hour, recorded MP3, online, and I'm very flexible as to the content of each session, which is highly customised to suit you. Post these videos on my YouTube channel, zoeastro, Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, astrozo. So getting back into peace and flow and effortless living is the theme that permeates this week. Planting when the time is right, using this earth energy as fertile ground, and being inner guided as we're taught how to live authentically from our very centre. So those are the horoscopes this week, and I'll see you next week.